Hi guys, time for a new little message from me and foremost Mr. Universe here. It's Friday and we hope you are loaded for the weekend. And by loaded, I don't mean by having a drink or two already. I mean that you are ready to have a wonderful weekend. But before then, here's the topic for the week. We were talking about previous lives and the fact that in some instances, in some lives, say for example, if you've been killed in battle in a previous life or you've been murdered, it's not that certain that you have moved on. You know that there are souls that get stuck in between the dimensions. And in some lives that might have happened to us. And my question is, how does that affect us in this life, and what can we do about it?
It's a good question, of course. For most people, you are not affected by it. It doesn't drag you down in the energy. But for some people, you might have a feeling that something is not, what you call it?
Quite right.
Ouppklarat.
You have, it might feel like you have unfinished business.
Yes.
I guess you could call it.
So that, of course, it could be things from this life, or it could be from last or past lives. It doesn't have to be that your consciousness have got stuck in another dimension.
No.
But you probably, the people that have that or are very sensitive to this energy, this might be the answer you have been searching for, that something is stuck. And if your higher consciousness have a consciousness that gets stuck in another dimension, it doesn't mean that they are that they can't go forward. They just start anyway. So you might have...
you could say that they put another player on the board.
Exactly.
Instead.
Yes. So you're not stuck in that way, or the higher consciousness is not stuck.
No.
So it will move anyway. But when you are cleaning your system, when you're working with your own energy, it might affect you if you get very, very sensitive. So for those people, it's possible to help that consciousness to go into the light in the same way that you help
Someone who has died in this life.
Yeah. When you call it ghosts or something, you can, of course, help them to go into the light if they want to.
Yeah.
It's not always they understand or they want to, because they might want to continue in what they want to do.
Yeah.
And of course, it might be the same if it's for your own
Old self.
Yeah. But usually they go into the light.
You choose to go in. Yeah.
So you might have to ask for help from someone else to do it. Or if you have that ability to help
yourself.
Yes.
Yeah. There was another thing I was thinking about, and that was we were talking about that the higher consciousness can put another player into the game, so to speak. That if one part of us gets stuck in one life, they just put another
Yes.
player in there, so to speak. And from what I know, it can actually happen in this life that the higher consciousness puts more than one player into the game at
Yes.
once, especially in these times with so much exciting things going on.
Yes.
Very special time.
It's not common though, but for some people that, or higher consciousness, or you might know that this is the last life you have, even though it might be 80 years left. But sometimes the higher consciousness have more things that it want to
Experience.
yes. And in that way, if you live in a country that opportunity is not there to learn things,
Okay.
they might put a player in another country, probably very far from that country that you feel now, because it's not supposed to meet, of course, and you will not do that. That doesn't happen. So, and it might be for a few years or a shorter life.
Yeah, I think we had a client who one sort of extra life of hers died in 9/11.
Yes.
So that was an experience that her higher consciousness wanted to experience.
Exactly. So, but that might also affect you. It might be a feeling that you are somewhere else, or if something happens to that body, it might affect this body also. And also, of course, it depends how sensitive you are.
So it's not something you would recommend the higher consciousness to do?
No, and we don't decide, of course.
No, you don't.
And
But
some
you can
higher
always give
consciousness are
recommendations.
But we understand, of course, and we agree to do it.
Yeah,
We
okay.
could stop it, but we don't do that.
Mm.
So it's a good experience
An
anyway.
experience is an experience, so
Exactly. So
might be tougher for the parts that come down to earth, though.
yes,
Yeah, more straining,
yes,
especially if they're sensitive, so they can sense each other's.
yes. So I hope that you have some answers, and
Well, yeah, and if you need help
or maybe
with
you have
fixing this,
more
yeah,
questions.
yeah, please, more questions, please. And if you feel like there might be something lurking in your system, and you don't really know how to handle it yourself, or know anyone who can help you with it, you know where to find us. Just give us a call or a text or an email, whatever, and let's talk about it and see what we can do. But until then, or until next Friday, we wish you, first of all, a pleasant weekend, and hope you have a great time. See you next week. Bye-bye.
Bye.